Today we're going to go over how I set up my freestyle quads. Things I've learned over the past couple years. I've been flying Quadmula exclusively for the past couple years. Well, I say exclusively. I've got some other frames that I try out just to see how they are, but Quadmula is my daily driver. Quadmula is my go-to frame. But we'll talk about where I started with the sirens and kind of how I've adapted some things as time's gone on and as things have changed. And you can compare it to how your setup is, or if you're looking for some tips or something, maybe these are good for you, but depends on where you fly, how you fly, what you're flying. This is just what's worked for me. Alright, to keep things short and sweet, this is the best representation of where I started. This is kind of how I built things a couple years ago, 2 years ago. And this is, you'll see it, the next frame is the evolution I've made. This is the Siren F5 Mini, 20 by 20 stack, and this VTX is the 04 Light Flywoo CNC wide angle, but this also kind of represents the walk snail V2 antenna that I used to fly. I flew it for 2 years, and if they hadn't quit making it, I'd probably still be flying it. But this is the best representation, and I'll kind of go over it quick and show you some of the build philosophies I use when I'm putting my quads together. Now, we'll start with the stack. This stack has the little rubber tubes that go over the M2 screws. I know some people say they've bent these M2 stack screws. I've never done that, and never had one bent. But for you KISS Ultra purists who are losing their mind right now, this is the Ultra Mini, and I have it so tight in here that it is extremely similar to the KISS Ultra Gummies, but without drilling this frame out, using the system that Quadmula uses. This was the best route, and it works great. It flies amazing. Is it to the best that KISS recommends? No. Does it work amazing? Yes. Volterra ESC. I run my ESC leads towards the front of the quad, towards the camera, so that I can run 2 capacitors. Now, capacitors aren't just for analog. I run my capacitors directly to the ESC because out here or somewhere else isn't going to do the job. It's not going to cut it. Anytime I hit a prop, turtle mode, get bando dust in my motors. As the props get beat up, it keeps it from backfeeding, it keeps the noise down, it keeps the quad thinking it's still flying tip-top shape. It's going to absorb all that extra noise and voltage to keep your gyro clean, keep your ESC safe. 2 makes a huge difference. 1 is good, but if you could see a graph that showed you the difference between 1 and 2, you would be switching to 2 as well. This video is not about that. This video is about how I set my stuff up. I run 2. And you'll see here in a minute, I've even gone a little bit further than that with my newer builds. Now this is ELRS receiver by Maytech. They don't make them anymore. If you got one, I'd almost trade you just about anything for one. I have a few ceramic antenna, but this has an amplifier on it, so it helps boost the signal off of this itself. I run 500 Hertz. Never once have I ever fail-safed one of my quads at the bando. Never. Not my freestyle quads have never fail-safe. These ceramic antennas, that way I don't have anything sticking out to get chopped up, messed up, broken, yanked on, or anything like that. Even inside the frame, these work phenomenal. Never had a fail-safe. Never even came close to having a micro fail-safe or anything. But I know some of you are saying the way I have this on there is not great, and you'll see in the next build how I've upgraded things that I don't do this exactly the same anymore. I keep the top of the flight controller clean. I run everything either under or back, under here, back there, just to keep everything clean. I don't use plugs unless I absolutely have to. So on the flight controller, I'm not using the plug. Back here, pretty much have to on these 04 lights. It is what it is. These have been pretty good. It's no 04 Pro, but it works great for freestyle at the bando. These clamshells are new. I used to just use the carbon fiber arms, but I had them take a friend of mine take the clamshell for the newer quads that Quadmula makes, shrink it down and adjust it so I could use it for the minis, because it does work so freaking good at protecting the camera. I used to fly at 25 degrees. Now I fly at 30. That's just something as I've gotten better. I've increased my angle, increased my speed. I run my leads out the side, up and over. Stubby antennas. This is a true RC core. Love stubbies. Like, again, I'm trying to keep minimal stuff from breaking and keeping it all inside the quad. So I'm only breaking props. Occasionally I'll break a motor or bend a bell. That's just part of it. TPU I keep to a minimum, just on the edges, to keep the edges safe and together. If I'm going to break an arm or break a motor, it's going to happen. All right. Sometimes they snap. It's just part of it. I know some people like to run these huge boots over their motors and everything, and that's just a waste of weight to me. I'd rather have a good flying quad and easy to change out parts. You know, I don't want a big heavy brick flying around. Some people like it, but again, this is how I like to do my Siren F5 minis. And this comes in at around 619 grams with the action cam, battery, and everything. I run a 6S 1050. It's a great flying quad for the setup. This is where I was for years and years and years, like 2 years. This was me. I used T-Hobby instead of this, but same setup. Walk Snell instead of this, same thing. Same design, same philosophy, and that's that for how things were. So let's go to how things are now and some of the stuff I refined. Okay, this is the Quadmulas Siren Alpha F5. This is the big boy. Now, this is a little bit heavier of a frame, being the Siren Alpha F5. It's also a 30 by 30 stack. Arms are just a touch bigger, thicker. Everything's just a little bit more reinforced than the Mini, which means it weighs a little bit more. So I took some things into consideration for that. Well, let's go over some of the changes. On this, I'm using the Ultra V3 stack, same Volterra ESC, with my battery leads up front, going to a triple capacitor. Now I have 3 capacitors in here instead of just 2, which just gives it even more protection, even more control over the noise. And as I beat up props and beat up this frame as I'm flying in the bando, I swear I've landed and been blown away at the condition of my props, and this thing flew like it had good props on it, like I had no idea. So this stuff works, and it's got to be right on the ESC. So I put it up front. It has a slight cant to it, so I can cant my camera and it not hit or get in the way. Same clamshell, although this frame is designed to, it comes with this clamshell here. It's the same thing. That's just, I like black, and this has more angle. Moving back, 04 Pro. These are true RC antennas. I also use the ones that come with DJI. Now, something I am doing is I'm switching out this dual design here for what they had on the Siren 3.5 Alphas. I really like this style. It'll go more sideways, like up and down, like this, instead of these. So I am even updating how I do these to this. You can tell these have gotten a beating pretty good. This is just plastic wire wrap that I've heat shrink wrapped, and I've wrapped around these to keep the antennas in there and safer. 04 Pro, and this little guy is the same thing as my Mini. It's the same ELRS antenna, ceramic antenna. These little things are freaking awesome, but I keep my wires under there. I keep that same little guy. There's a ceramic antenna, and even in the 3D print and in all this carbon, I still never have problems with fail-safing. And also I keep the top of the flight controller clean. And instead of using the mesh wire stuff, I started using this wrap. This is like a sports wrap type thing, and it's easy to take off and replace to keep the quad looking kind of clean, but it does a decent job of protecting wires. I've had a few prop strikes, and it's protected the wires because the props hit this first. Now, obviously, there's going to be instances where it'll cut through this and the wires. Some people use plastic. I accept that risk. All right, that's just me. Some people swear by putting plastic or something over these. I don't care. I have had so few prop strikes on wires that it's just never been an issue. Not once. So 04 Pro, I have it stuck on here with sticky tape. You can see on there, I don't use the screws because sticky tape works. It stays in there. It doesn't come out. Has yet to ever come out. But that's pretty much it. I keep things as simple and as clean as possible. So that's kind of it. I wanted to keep it short and sweet so you guys can kind of see how I build things out, what I've dialed it down to. I haven't made any changes in a long time just because this is what works. This works for me. I can send it time and time again, and it works great. The biggest change I've made is switching to the Alpha F5 frame just because it's been tougher and flies just as good as the minis. It's kind of blowing my mind. Having those lightweight minis was something I loved, and these fly pretty dang good. As far as prop motor combinations go, I've been going lower pitch prop, higher KV, 2020 KV with a super low pitch prop like a 2.9, 2.8, which gives me some of that mechanical throttle resolution. That's just a personal preference for me. I run linear rates. ELRS is at 500 Hertz. That's pretty much the gist of it. I use DJI race mode because it works. It's consistent latency. I don't need super low latency. I just need consistent latency. That's why I love the Walksnail V2s. It's because that latency was spot on consistent. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Short and sweet. Hopefully the rain will leave us alone so I can fly more and actually get some flight footage videos out there. I've been kind of stuck at the bench because every day I'm off, it's pouring rain or the bando's covered in water. But I'm going to a spot here in a little bit to get some flight video in and have some freaking fun flying because I get to fly around the house a little bit here and there, but getting to go to the bando has not been happening. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. More content coming, more flying coming. I just wanted to go over my Quadmula builds because I was kind of cleaning things up and getting ready to go fly later today. I was like, make a video about that. So here we are. If you want to pick one up, links down below. It's not an affiliate link. It's just a regular link. They send me frames. That's my affiliation with them. I know the guys talk to them. They send me the frames. I fly the crap out of these frames. And I post as many videos as I can and advertise them. The frames sell themselves. They really do. They're great frames. But whatever your favorite flavor of frame is, get out there and fly. You know, do your thing.